Appreciate you for tuning in to the Theory Expo. If you enjoy the content we're doing, please like and subscribe. And on that note, let's get to it. Letting y'all know off the top, this is spoiler discussion about we just saw the movie Wakanda Forever. So we're gonna talk about all the plot points, any surprises, whatever. So if you seeing this, you know we about to talk fully about the movie. Let's get started. Earth One. Oh yeah. I should have threw the chain.
You got to do it.
I should have threw the chain on before we started this. I forgot I had that. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Yeah. It's that time. It's that season. We've been waiting. We've been looking forward to this.
Yeah,
we've been looking
this
forward
is it,
to
man.
this.
We at the end.
This was like the end of the Phase 4.
That's the official.
So like, and usually historically, all Phase 4s ended with the Avengers movie. I mean, I know a couple of them had like a movie following it, but it was the Avengers movie that set it up. Age of Ultron didn't end Phase 4 for real. Ant-Man did.
Ant-Man,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, Phase 2. Yeah.
Phase 2
was we had Age of Ultron, and then Ant-Man immediately followed. And then Endgame ended it, but no, Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home actually was the official end of Phase 3. But each phase had an Avengers movie. This was the first one did not have one. So it's like the last MCU movie was Thor: Love and Thunder. Right. Like that was the last movie.
Yeah.
And then we get into Wakanda Forever. We've had MCU shows, but Wakanda Forever. Go ahead.
How many MCU shows do we have in between? Was it just the one? Was it the one?
Just the one.
Okay. We had Miss Marvel. No, it was
I'm
sorry, She-Hulk.
Did Miss Marvel end right before Thor came out? Because it was around the same time. But we know officially we had She-Hulk. It might have been like a little bit of crossover. Like maybe there was a point because Thor: Love and Thunder was out. Maybe some of Miss Marvel something could have connected, but it was really just She-Hulk. Like even She-Hulk referenced it in her finale of the show when they're like, she wanted to do something, and then like, but the VX team was working on something else, and then they played the Wakanda drums. Right, that was like an actual nice little touch. That was
it was. Actually,
that was a finale, so we knew what was coming. Yeah. And I went dark. I saw those couple of trailers, and I was like, cool. I don't want to see no TV spots. I'm not watching no non-spoiler review. I wanted to go in fresh for myself. I went Thursday. Just a quick backstory. I went Thursday at 4. I saw the first possible show I can see. It was a packed theater, but when I was leaving, when I walked out the theater and I was leaving, that shit looked like a concert or like a I'm in Charlotte.
Yeah,
it's like going into like an NBA game, going like one of them Hornets, the Hornets game. The people coming in, because you walk out and it's like you because they got the bar, you could buy some drinks, you could buy some food, and on the other, it was like a what do they call that? Like that whole area where you can buy merch, you can get some popcorn, that not in the movies, but like at a stadium. It had a stadium feel to it. The people coming in, people dressed up, little kids they full, you know what I'm saying? They full battle rattle with the T'Challa outfit with the Black Panther. It was like, I was like, damn, I kind of wish I'd have came when these people came because it was lit. It was lit.
It was an event, yeah.
It was lit. So we can. So let's just get to it. That's what we here to talk about the movie, right? What we're doing right now is following in Wakanda Forever. We're following the real life events, right? They haven't adjusted because sadly Chadwick Boseman passed away a couple years ago, right? And this is so not only did the movie have to adjust about Black Panther, right? Not having T'Challa, the entire cast and everybody involved has to adjust without having Chadwick Boseman. And I felt like that's what the movie was from the beginning to the end was about. How hard it is to deal with him being gone, right? And I made a point. I did it out the theater reaction. I don't think they ran from that. I don't think they ran from like telling you like, no, it's hard to replace dude. It's hard to replace him as a character.
It's hard
to replace him. Like some people leave a job and it's like, man, it take 2 people to replace me. It was like on some of that. Like we ain't gonna even act like we can replace him right now. It's like this is not the time. And I felt like the movie, and whether probably to a fault and probably to a good thing. They embrace the fact like, no, we're not going to even act like we can replace him. So we're going to tell you how hard it is to deal with. It was emotional the entire time.
Yeah, that opening, the Marvel logo reveal was got me. You know, it was like quiet. You know, you can hear a pin drop in the theater when that thing opened up. When it like
in the theater respected that, right? Like it was like a moment of silence. It was like a moment of silence we didn't know we were getting.
It was like, you know, it comes, because it starts right away, you know. But yeah, that moment where they reveal the logo and it's all Chadwick Boseman, and he just, you know, you're just like man.
I kept wondering how they were going to show that that character passed, because that's a big deal. Obviously, a big deal that that Chadwick passed away.
Yeah.
When you get to the point, how big of a deal, like when anything you watch, whether you know MCU, if someone passes away, Black Widow, Iron Man are the only people that passed away. When hell, even when Vision had died, like they made a whole TV series around the fact of her trying to grieve Vision.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like you say, they're going to make things are going to come up, whether it's Armor Wars or they did Spider-Man Far From Home. It was really a tribute to a character that had passed away, right? And it's a big, how do we deal with the fact that so all the part about not having Black Panthers, like how are they going to deal with him? Like we didn't even see a scene where he passed. So we don't, you know, get what I'm saying? It wasn't like a previous movie, a previous TV show, a previous something where we saw that he did not make it in some kind of battle, whatever it is. And they decided to go with the kind of mirror real life, that he had an illness that he wasn't telling anybody about.
Yeah, man. That was very like meta almost, right?
Yeah.
Like the fact that they mentioned that, you know, that he suffered in silence.
Yeah. It's like, I think that's what they said, right?
Yeah, they said that was a line in the movie. Like,
yeah,
you know, and it's like, man, wow. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't
either. I wasn't
them to use a disease as you know, pretty much the way his demise linked to any type of disease in the movie. I didn't expect that. I thought it was, we talked about this, like we thought that he would go out in like a blaze of glory, you know what I mean? Like he would go out protecting Wakanda, you know, which no, it starts off and it's clearly a illness, and his sister is trying to help him at the last minute, and she can't do it. So it's like, wow. I mean, to see that was like, okay. So yeah, like you said, they don't hide from it, man. They embrace it. They put it in your face right away. You know,
exactly.
Like, no, this dude died, man. This is gonna be tough. You know what I mean? This is basically like an on-screen funeral for Chadwick Boseman. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing it's like I said, it's very meta. It's them talking to you directly, like, hey, this our guy, you know what I mean? It's our brother. He passed away. We don't have our protector anymore, you know, and this you start to see, you see right away, yeah, that's the image of T'Challa right there. Yeah, man, that's in what you see in the trailer, man. That's, you know, that's what you get in that scene, is this funeral march. And then you kind of see, like, I guess this is what they did for his dad, you know what I mean? When his dad died, the part we didn't see, which is they kind of take the coffin and they ascend.
Oh yeah,
the coffin like ascends. Where did it go? Where did the coffin
go? It went into that one of their ships, right?
Yeah,
so it went into one of the ships. I don't know what happens after that. I don't know if it was taken to where, because you remember they went to that secondary spot where they kind of had like the more personal, just the family, right, and the close ones, and they were there, that kind of burial area, and maybe that's where. Because I don't remember the coffin actually being. Maybe that's something they were going to do off screen. Wasn't going to show us the coffin actually going into the ground, right? But it went into that ship. And then maybe it got transported to that secondary spot where they actually had the more personal gathering with the queen, the princess. I think a couple of the door were there.
The Dora Milaje, yeah, they lift up the.
They were the pallbearers, and so to speak. I don't know if they call that in Wakanda, but they were basically the pallbearers and lifting the, and that's how we start the movie. So we get to this. So let's kind of talk about. Let's get to the part. And I'm sure we're gonna go to different plot points or whatever. But I did a little out the theater spoiler reaction. We get back to that. what were your impressions of the movie? Kind of a couple good points, and if you have any bad points, if you had any, because we haven't talked. I mean, we have a couple texts, but we haven't talked.
Yeah. All right. So we'll start with the good. The good, I would say, Ryan Coogler, man, this movie looked great.
Oh, cinematic. What?
This is like, man, it's like, oh my God, man. It's so crispy, man. Like the costumes, the costume design. I guess what do they call it? Best wardrobe, or what do they call it when they throw. I'll be surprised if this doesn't get
they gonna win
a nomination. That. Yeah, they might win it.
But it's definitely rare.
Yeah, they're some of the best. And it's not even so much the costumes. It's not so much the like the superhero costumes. It's everybody. Like the entire wardrobe is it's the best I've seen in MCU in my opinion. That's the best I've seen so far out of any MCU movie. It's just like, man, every time you saw somebody on screen, you saw what they were wearing. It was like they stuck out. They even pointed out it's a scene in the movie where they at MIT and they're like, man, you guys are gonna stick out because the drip, you know what I mean? It's just like, man, the drip, you know what I mean? So it was dope though. So also felt like Ryan Coogler, man, he does a good job with like fight scenes. You know what I mean? That's something that I feel like that's one of his strengths is the fight scenes, man, like the choreography. You know, I think he does a good job with that. Like car chases, those kind of carried over from the first movie. I thought he did that whole car chase when they were in Korea in the first movie. We kind of get a version of that, and
it's an underrated scene too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really get mentioned like it needed to get mentioned.
Really
that car scene in Korea, that whole situation, even from the bar.
Yeah,
you know, just from the bar to out to the up until the interrogation, just that whole sequence when they first see Killmonger is like epic. It's an elite level, and he does that well. You're right, I agree with you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack.
All right, so with that said, this is where it's a thin line between the good and the bad here. It's literally a thin line between my love and hate for this movie.
Yeah,
and I don't have no hate for it, but I would describe it as a beautiful mess.
Yeah.
Okay. and this is where I'll go into the bad for me is it's like there's great moments that kind of overstay their welcome, if that makes sense. Those like it's like these tender moments where you're like, man, that's sweet. You know what I mean? That would have been great had they not overdid it. But it's like I said, it's a little the pacing's kind of all over the place. Like we kind of jumping across. Like I kept seeing those locations pop up over and over and over again. You just like, damn, like man, these locations. You know, they like, oh, they here now. Now they in the water. So it's kind of like the pacing is kind of all over the place. It's a little messy. But yeah, I just felt like some of the moments, some of those moments that would have been this movie could have used a lot more editing, like and again, I call it a beautiful mess, but that doesn't mean I like hated the movie. I just they got their point across, right? Like I feel like they succeed in getting their point across, and you understand the gravity of how we got here and what it means for Wakanda. But I think, and you mentioned this in your and not to be stealing all your points, but
no.
You mentioned this in your non.
I'm glad you listened.
your non-spoiler reaction. This movie probably could have been, 30 to maybe even 45 minutes shorter. They could have shaved off at least 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, at the most, at the least, 20 minutes. You could have shaved off because it's just moments in there where it's like, we try to jam in too many origin stories, and we'll get into that when you start breaking it down. But like, it was just like a lot of origin stories, it was like a lot of stories, a lot of side stories, a lot of characters they were trying to introduce, and that didn't really resonate. You know what I mean? In particular, there's two characters that they introduce, Riri Williams, and then what's her name, Aneka. NECA, one of the Dora Milaje. She like one of the newer Dora Milaje.
Oh, this one right here. I think she was in. Was she in the first one? You talking about her right here?
Nah, she wasn't in the first one. But
we talking about her?
Yeah, her. Yeah.
Okay.
They kind of, they kind of, and I'm assuming.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're gonna do something with her character.
What? Yeah. You're good.
Yeah, they're gonna do something. I'm assuming like she's gonna play a part in some type of, maybe there's a Dora Milaje show or something they're developing. Maybe there's some type of Wakanda show they're developing. But that's even that, you know what I mean? Even that, I felt like this would have been the best opportunity. This would have been a great opportunity to make a TV show, with all the things they were introducing. I was like, this would have been a great TV show. You could have added more and just broke this down into like 6 episodes or something.
Get off that soapbox. You know how I feel, man. I'm gonna get off that soapbox. I just do not understand why they making these movies and they have TV shows and all the stuff they try to cram in a movie that they didn't make the TV show leading into the movie. I just don't get that, why that's not happening. I mean, it seemed like it's something got to be that's wrong with that, right? Like, if we try that, it don't really work because historically, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to see that. But go ahead, I got that in my holster. Like, why didn't we get a Wakanda show before this movie?
That's it. Yeah, it would have been great, like a great companion. One of those would have been a great companion to a movie like this. And Baku, just anything, man. Like, but I mentioned in the text, man, and I even said it previously. Like, as I said it today, this is a great movie. It's a great looking movie, man. But damn, man, these movies are made for streaming.
Yeah.
These movies, these MCU movies, even the Ant-Man. I was looking at the Ant-Man trailer, like on the screen. I'm like, man, that shit look. You know what I mean? From what I saw on the YouTube screen, when I watched it on my TV at home.
That's a good point.
Seeing the trailer in the theater, I'm like, oh man, that's gonna look great on Disney Plus. Not so much in the theater. I mean, it's gonna look good in the theater too, but that's a Disney Plus project.
That's a side comment though, and I actually want to talk about that, some point in time. But how do you the stuff we have at home is so good now? There really isn't that much of a leap from home to the theater. You get what I'm saying? Like, even in a great visually stunning movie, like we saw the trailers. I think if you're gonna see it, if you're an Avatar person, you have to see Avatar in the theater. You probably got to see it 3D, right? Just the way the movie is made. Everything else, it's not like there's a big difference between what I got on the screen and what I got at home.
That's true.
Whether you have an OLED, whether if you got a whatever, right? Some kind of, if your joint 4K,
I'm with you. No,
I'm with 4K. There's just not a big difference in what they're doing. That it's like the reason you need to go to the movies, other than the community, right? But I can have that at the crib. But we'll talk about that at some point in time, because I agree. I never thought about the YouTube part, because like when you see it, you see some YouTube videos and YouTube trailers, like, okay, look cool, and then like you see the Ant-Man thing, and it's like, that look good, but it don't look like, I gotta see it here.
I would even say you losing something in terms. You're right though. I would even say you losing something in terms of fidelity. Like you kind of like, I was like looking at it like, man, that look better on my screen at home. Like, like I'm gonna come see it at the theater when it come out in a few months. But but back to Wakanda Forever. Yeah, same thing. I was just looking at it like, man, it's gonna look great on Disney Plus. Like, it's gonna look great. The IMAX. I'm pretty sure it really looked good in IMAX.
I saw it in IMAX.
Yeah, you did. Oh, okay, yeah.
So the only reason I'm leaving the house, bro, and go to the movies is if I can see it in IMAX.
IMAX, right? Yeah,
but it's an IMAX right by the crib though. It's like, I ain't trying to be high and mighty. Like, literally the only reason to leave is to go see it in IMAX. Like, other than that, obviously I want to be part of the discussion. I want to be part of the discussion. I want to see the movie.
Yeah, I wish we had the IMAX.
There's a Regal over here. There's a Regal and AMC, kind of both the same distance, opposite directions. My AMC Tridash, it don't have none of that. It's close, but it don't have none. And I saw everything there. This Regal, this the other way, got IMAX. That's where I go now.
Do y'all got the like extreme digital screen? Do y'all got that?
I don't know.
We got, all right, because when I seen it, and I don't even know, I had like mixed feelings on this. Just a side comment. I'm gonna finish up with my point here in a minute about my initial reactions here. But
yeah,
this kind of had an effect actually on my reaction, because bro, So it's the theater I go to is almost like an attraction, right? Like it's almost like a ride, like so it's damn near like a theme park, right?
Damn.
You sit down when they shoot a gun.
Oh,
it jerked the seat.
You got that
back.
4DX situation.
The 4DX, yeah.
That's what I've been wanting to see. Yeah. You got the 4DX.
So
I don't know about the one I got to have it.
Yeah, I did the 4DX.
Because sometimes they can mess you up, though.
Bro, it threw me off. I wasn't really expecting it. You know, like because when when they first fly into Wakanda. Bro, we going to Wakanda. The seat raised up. I'm like, I'm looking around. I'm looking at wife like,
man.
I'm like, oh. I'm like, you know, like my neck hurting and shit. They shooting the gun, like you know when the French soldiers attack, when they attack the base, they attack the. I'm like,
oh. You feel like you caught him up. You caught him up. He said, "My
looking at
hurt.
People, man. Yeah, bro. So I wasn't really.
Oh man, you got me with that one, man.
I wasn't really
snap.
I wasn't really expecting it, bro. I wasn't really expecting it, man. So it kind of threw me off. Like I kind of was like, I was kind of aggy. Like I know wife was, you know, my wife. She was kind of aggy. Like, damn, did you know that? I was like, nah, I never, you know. But then because I remember, I think you get a choice. I think you get a choice to like turn it off.
Yeah.
I think the last time I saw the 40X, I turned it off.
Oh.
And this time it was already turned on. You know what I mean? I guess from the last viewing or whatever.
Oh.
It was like, man, I appreciated it in certain. Yeah. That was like in certain moments I appreciated it, but I'm like, man, that's probably something I would have saved for the second viewing. You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
But bro,
like because that movie had that scene in particular had like shaky camera moments too. So it's gonna make you.
I was getting all that. I was getting all that shaky cam. Oh, bro, the first moment. Every time they landed a ship, I was getting that, bro. When Namor came in there,
man, I got dying, all that, bro. Man. I am not gonna ever stop laughing off of that, man. Because now I remember the movie. There was a lot of times when you come. when she put the spear through the car.
Oh, bro, I got that, bro. Like, damn, I got the popcorn and shit. I'm like, popcorn, fucking butter on my, butter in my goatee and shit.
That is hilarious, man.
This shit trying to drink, man.
That is wild, hilarious, bro. Man. Yeah. I definitely got to see the 40X on the next viewing now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
go 40X.
I'm doing 40X, man. I think the one I go to got it.
Yeah.
That's funny, man,
bro. It's like
that's
like a ride, bro. It's like a theme park ride, bro. So we in there. So, but yeah, just to wrap up, man. What I'm saying is, like I said, man, the pacing for me was a little bit all over the place. I appreciated the movie. I felt like Ryan Coogler overall did a great job. I just think it could have needed more editing, and it needed more on the cutting room floor for me. So yeah, that's how I walked out. I walked out, and overall, like, and I always talk about this. I talked about this with Black Adam. I still felt good about the MCU.
Okay.
And also I didn't touch on Namor. I felt like he kind of stole the show for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, not to piggyback off all your points, but
no,
kind of a weak ass ending, man, for me. You know what I mean? Kind of a weak ass ending, man. But go ahead, get into it, man. How did you?
I'm actually gonna follow off on that point. Let's talk about Namor because I thought Namor when Namor showed up, right? When we got to the point we got to Namor, I was like, damn. Like in my line, I said he felt powerful. Pause. Like he really did. He really did. Like I believed it. I believed it. Right. Like
conviction.
When he was going, when he showed up and he told them like, hey, you take this, and so you kind of don't tell nobody, no none of that, but just his presence, like his just I like oh he a problem.
Yeah,
he a problem, and I actually don't know how this group of people is going to be able to deal with it. Like
he gonna be a problem.
Like he's a problem.
He gonna be
to the point. Like so, I thought everything about him was incredible up until the end. So we get to the part you just said about the end, and how they got to the point where that he was gonna have him get defeated, right?
Yeah.
So even though they spent a long time trying to let me know how he was gonna get defeated. We're gonna use sign, we're gonna use this, and it was gonna be this, right? So what you're saying makes sense scientifically, right? Right. Scientifically.
Yeah.
But he broke past that.
He did.
He broke past that, right?
Yeah.
So to turn him into he went from a powerful being with conviction to the end after he got defeated. They made him yield, and they tried to do a callback and make him yield to. He kind of went to like a mustache twirly kind of villain. Well, they gonna need people gonna come for them now, and they gonna need our help, and that's how we gonna get them back. And it was like, no, dude, you had hundreds of years to get to this point. You was ready for this.
Right. Make up your mind here, buddy.
Like it wasn't they gonna need us.
Yeah.
Right. They gonna need us. Like even your teammate was looking like, hold on, man, bro. This is how we fall.
Yeah.
Right. Like
they was mad at it.
Like that's not good. We've been following you for Gold Shorty. She wasn't with that. I think I got a picture here somewhere, but just the way that he went from just this powerful being so that he can get defeated, because he had to get defeated, right? I mean, he didn't have to. I don't think he had to, but
he should have. No,
they had to. They do the yield moment, but then he went from this conviction, this powerful, like to the point, like when you look up, this is the first villain. I'm lying. It's a couple of them, because dang it, Gore was like that, and it was like, hey man. How y'all gonna really nobody y'all really can see this person like the current roster? Y'all better start doing some Superman, the Justice League, where you go get something to go raise somebody from the dead. Y'all got nobody who can see this person currently on the roster. Y'all gonna have to bring some people back. Like, hey, Carol, I'm gonna need you to come back. Hey, Shane, you better put them rings on. And I ain't really fully convinced he could beat some of these people with those rings. We got to see it. They don't have nobody who could beat that guy. That person, and then his army. So this is the first one. Is it the first one on Earth that actually had a roster like that? Because he had Atuma on his roster. Like Atuma was on his roster. Atuma wasn't his own villain.
Yeah. Atuma was he was
one of his little mans.
He was in the gang, right? Yeah.
I figured he's gonna have to flip. He was gang, wasn't he? I figured he gonna probably flip. You know what I'm saying? As they continue to go forward, because Atuma got to be his own. He got to be his own man's.
But he was a problem.
He was a problem.
He had Okoye dead to rights. He threw her staff back like, man, come on, run that back, man.
You're not even Earth my blade. I'm gonna get you with Churn. You're not even worth my blade. They was a problem, and I don't think. Let's run this back real quick. In terms of the MCU, has there been an Earth person who had that kind of roster? Earth villain.
Nah, B.
They had that they not only did they have
that was Earth based.
That was Earth based because your Loki had to go get the Chitauri.
Yep.
Right.
Thanos had
the dark with the Black Order.
The Black Order.
He had his team.
Yeah, they was all
I mean, Ultron made his bots, but like they was trash.
Yeah, they was fine.
Yeah, they was trash. They was just there. No one else had that. Everyone else has been a singular, right? I mean, we saw that Killian had aim, but they didn't really show aim, right?
Yeah.
So we know they got her, but they didn't really see aim.
I almost wanted to say Mandarin, but Mandarin kind of had like a little squad on him, but it was kind of scattered around. Like they kind of got, he ended up getting because he had that one dude, right?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah,
but they can't see this crew.
Nah.
Like you're gonna need them dudes, even those dudes that was in the Iron Man movie, the original one. They still got defeated by. They still got like Sun by Box of Scraps, my guy.
The 10 Rings dudes.
They got rounded up real quick by what's my guy? What was his name? Obadiah.
Yeah,
Obadiah's guys rounded him up, but that was that version of the 10 Rings.
Right.
The Mandarin had his 10 rings, but hell, Shang-Chi was running through them.
He was having problems with that one dude though, the teacher.
Oh, dude with the mask.
The Kabuki mask. Yeah, he was having problems with him for a minute, but. Yeah, that's the closest as far as an Earthbound squad. Yeah, that's the
nobody.
Closest
And this crew would have given all of them problems.
They was a
right?
problem. You couldn't even really kill it. Did any of them actually die?
Man, remember Koye stabbed her. She shanked a couple. She caught a couple. She buck 50 the couple that she put through the belly, and they just kind of like
they did some white.
Remember she said that, and the queen got mad at her like, hey, these people, we cannot kill them. We cannot kill them. Man. Right. So yeah, so to go from that and then to look at his team face like they're gonna need us, like, man, you could still like you got them now, like meaning, but I didn't like the way that turned. Obviously, I didn't like the way that turned. I didn't like the way it was just a weak ending for him, like for him to be defeated, but to still be around. So we're gonna turn him into this, like, whatever. I don't even want to get into that. We can get into our theories later on. I just didn't like how he got defeated the way they did it. They needed more than that to defeat that guy, because even all the science and everything they brought to us, he to me, in my opinion, I'm gonna see it again, but I felt like, they told us all the thing and it was working.
I'm gonna see it.
He got weaker, but he got beyond that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he just needed to get to the water. Like he would have needed to get to the water earlier. So it was just kind of weak right there.
But even how he my bad, but he had her beat. Like
he had her beat, but then he needed his water. Now is when all that took an effect.
Yeah, it's like,
you know, they fall out the plane, whatever, and he whooping her like she can't see him.
Nah, B.
To the point where she had to come back to life because she was dead. So I need that explained to me.
She's seeing the ancestors, like she see her mom, like she look it up, like.
But Manny, why did she see her mom's after she got stabbed? Like she had already got away from the stick. She got stabbed she got stabbed. The same thing that killed Killmonger didn't kill her.
And that's what I want to get to eventually. How did you feel about like
it was terrible, bro.
What were your like give me your overall.
Because I got a whole thing about her, right? So I actually want to save her as her.
Give me your spoiler pros, because you gave me
okay, I'll give you my solar pros. So I'll go and we'll get into it. So let's start from the pros.
Yeah.
Right? Angela Bassett. And I talked about that.
Absolutely, man.
And this is going to be kind of my thing about the movie, where it actually becomes a flaw as well, right? It kind of works on both sides. Every time the camera was on, people like her. It was her. I think it was I feel like there was someone else. Like when these are legit stars, right? They carry the camera to the point where when I walked out the theater, I was like, Angela should have got more. I actually probably wouldn't have even when I left the movie, I was like, I actually wouldn't have been salty if she took on the mantle for this movie. She may have not made it because she had the gravitas to carry the movie.
Man, I
actually wouldn't have been salty if she took on the man.
That's a great point, bro.
I would have actually been hyped if she took on the man. I thought that's how they was gonna save her.
That would have been dope, man. That would have been dope because it feels like the loss of Chadwick was so big. It almost felt like the actors knew like they had to go into their bag. Everybody, the main characters from the first movie went into their bag.
Yeah, facts.
Angela went into her bag. Like, all right, man, I'm Queen Mother. Mother. Every time she was on screen,
that's great. She was Queen.
Queen Mother.
She was Queen Mother.
You was like,
man, she
damn.
was so good.
She was, man.
Like, I didn't think I knew from the trailer that I was like, I went from one of the trailers like, hey, yo, she probably gonna be like nominated, especially for like a suit. They don't like to give them superhero movies, but like she's so good that I believe she's gonna get nominated. I walked out like she was so good, she should have put on the suit. If she was gonna not make it, because spoiler, she don't make it. If she was not gonna make it, she should have not made it wearing the suit because she was the protector.
She was the protector without. That was what was so great about her. She was the protector without the suit.
When she gave that speech in the beginning, and then we see at the same time that attack is happening on that ship that we see in the trailers.
Oh,
and then they bring them, and it was the French people. Like that French lady was talking that talk. She was almost on some French Karen, and then they brought
weapons in there.
So the people they're just saying we like basically telling we a terrorist threat. Here go your people. They from France trying to come get us. I'll let your boy come see me next time if y'all do that again. Y'all won't get this kind of mercy. And she was in shape, saying that that Joan. Like I thought when I saw her, I'm like, oh, she putting on the suit. So she carried
she
it
was
like
in that
every
type
time.
of shape.
Yeah, it's all right. She was really in her like bag. Like this is what I do, right? Like I played the background in the first movie. You know what I'm saying? I dealing with my father been trying to save my son, this, that, and the third. but like I was still kind of being motherly. But now I'm a leader. She was a leader. Like she was without the suit. She was Wakanda's protector, right? So like I really thought that she was incredible, and every time she was in it, and it kind of made me notice the times that she wasn't in it. Like when she went and visit Nakia.
Oh, it's literally
like,
when she leaves the film.
When she leaves the film, is when I kind of go, oh, okay. And that's a good point. I ain't think of it that way.
Like Wakanda, it kind of scatters, right? Everything kind of starts scattering.
Yeah, and even from like my enjoyment of the movie, I'm just gonna be honest. My enjoyment of the movie wasn't the same without her. It was with her. I didn't even think of it like that. So I just thought everything about her. What I thought she was gonna be, it was even more. Right?
Yeah,
I didn't think of like she was the protector of Wakanda without the suit. Namor, up until the end, literally up until the yield moment, right? And up until the moment he needed water. I was like, oh God, freaking, he need water now. Like, come on, man. He knew he needed water before when they dropped down, like when the thing blew up. Like he would have dropped. It was just convenient he didn't drop in the water.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he whooping her ass and he stab her and he need water. Like but okay. Up until that moment, he was on my rank as like, and then I got to the part and we they said, like I said, he said mutant, let's just keep this rolling. Like I'm good. Right. And then you get to the part where, like you talked about it, the cinematic feel of the movie. And I kind of cut that out on my, like, man, I was trying to do the edit of the reaction. It was like, oh shit, my edit like 5 minutes long. I got to cut some things out. So I cut that part out about how cinematic the movie was, right? To the parts we see. But then it kind of comes back into a flaw that I have. And I kind of gonna start there, right? I'll talk about some of the I think I said one more point about there were times in this movie that I felt like I was in the MCU. Right. And that's been a lot of the stuff hasn't been like that.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like I was
kind of,
we talked about this earlier. You said it. It was one of the things I had in my reaction. The movie's probably like 20, 30 minutes too long. And my number one reason is because I thought they had a couple of origin stories, right? Namor should have been the only origin story in that movie. Riri should not have gotten it.
Great point.
Oh, Riri should not have gotten an origin story.
We got to talk about her, but go ahead. But finish.
She was in that movie way too much.
Didn't need.
They should not have made the plot point that the fact that she made, and we gonna run with it.
Because I never believed it. They didn't. They
did
never
not do a good job of letting me know that she was the one who was capable of creating that. She could create this device and just we all roll with it. You get what I'm saying? Like it had been more. Not saying she couldn't have done it because they just basically replaced her. Or they like, okay, yeah, her whole story was I can make it because they told me I couldn't, which was like her origin in the comics is like, she made the Iron Man suit, right? Yeah. That's how she got noticed because she was.
The teacher told her she couldn't be Tony Stark.
She couldn't do it, and she went on ahead and did it. Okay, cool, great. That's part of the thing. But we gonna make her story is that she can make. Hold on, because bruh, if she can make a vibranium finder, you think she just gonna be walking around and doing people's homework, getting paid from the? And I ain't saying she was gonna be rich, but she was gonna be. She was gonna be protected.
Why are you even at MIT?
You done.
You figured it out. Like they say in real life, people once they figure something out, they drop out of MIT.
It's over. That's what
they don't finish. You don't stay there and finish.
You don't stay there. That was the reason you went.
Yeah, once you make a breakthrough,
you're going into the draft. You
made an Iron Man suit, basically Mach 1,
just hanging up in the damn garage,
just hanging up, and then you made a vibranium finder. You done? Why are you still hanging around MIT doing people homework for $800?
So that just wasn't a good set, and that nobody you got to think that you got to think, bruh. You got to think that if somebody had made a vibranium finder, that Shuri and them wouldn't know about that. They got spies everywhere. All that.
Literally,
they laid down the law.
War dogs.
They laid down the law in the first movie, right? The first movie told us everything we needed to know. So the fact that we spent so much time and she was so important in this movie threw me off. Like, okay, we seen her quick nod, she get out. But I guess we should have known because she was in the trailer so much that she was going to be this big part of a movie. And we didn't need to see her origin story in a movie where we trying to figure out who's going to be the next protector of Wakanda. Not saying that her origin story can't be told, but we didn't need to, like, it wasn't like I walked out of this movie, got her origin story. Now I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the TV show. So it wasn't, you didn't, what you would, to me, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, what you were trying to do did not get accomplished. Again, put her TV show out before this movie comes out. And then you have Shuri and them coming to see her. Let us see how she got to the point where she actually made a weapon, a thing. And how do you know that she can do it?
Thank you.
And we just got that out there like, she's the one that can find vibranium. Like, too many people would know that and that big a deal for it to be. I was uncomfortable with that. I think it threw me off in the movie that the whole thing that happened, the balance of basically Shuri having to become the Black Panther was around the fact that she needed to be protected.
Man, that was that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because she needed to be protected.
Right. And yeah, that, like, they built the entire movie around that. It would have been like, because what they did was, it's the same thing they did with Civil War, right? With Spider-Man. But Spider-Man was clearly a last minute tack on, right?
Yes.
Clearly, the plot wasn't centered around him, right? Like, imagine
100%.
Imagine if they had changed the plot of Civil War to say, like, hey man, it's about this kid. Even though the comic book technically was.
And that's what you could have done, because that's what the comic book was. But go ahead,
they had every reason to.
They had every reason to fall into that trap.
Right. I'm gonna let you get, but
no.
They had every reason to. They had every reason to, right? They didn't.
They did.
They said, nope, we got our own story here. He's a last minute tack on for pure fan service. Why did it work? It works because everybody and their mama know Peter Parker damn origin story already. So therefore, they don't have to introduce Peter Parker as, oh yeah, by the way, he got bit by this radioactive spider. Like, we don't have to see that. They don't even have to mention it. He just come in, he completes his mission, kind of fails, and then he out of the movie. Where they went wrong here, they introduced Riri Williams, and they tell you, not only did she build the vibranium finder, she at MIT at 19 years old. She builds a vibranium finder, and she got a suit, a Mach 1 that looked better than what Tony did with scraps in the cave. Obviously,
box of scraps.
So it just don't make, none of it makes sense, because it's like,
used the trope of the line. Not trope, it wasn't a trope. They even used the same kind of line that Peter Parker had when he showed up in Civil War, when she's saying, this video's about me. There's videos floating around about me.
Like, that's clearly
that was a TV show, bro. That was a TV show before the movie,
bro.
I just didn't. My point is not this. Like you say, I'm not saying she shouldn't have been in it. It would have been, like you say, because they going out, they doing that. But my point is, I'm not sunning her being her in the movie. What I'm sunning is her being that important.
That important, yes.
To a movie, the Black Panther movie. This wasn't the Riri Williams, and I'm not gonna fall into that one and be like, they made it to Riri. I don't even care about that stuff. I'm saying just for the way the movie went, they did not need to make her that important when you was already going to do that with Shuri. You were already going to do that with Shuri.
It was too much. And it's not like,
and that's basically like a third origin story when you get to the part of Shuri. So I just thought them doing that and making her that important, the payoff didn't make sense. Where I look at the Queen getting mad at Okoye for losing Shuri, but you risked your life for Riri because all she had to do was die. But like, it didn't pay it off for me when she saved her life for Riri. Like, well, she shouldn't have been this important in the movie anyway. Right. Angela Bassett could have passed away in the movie, right? Yeah. But not for Riri. She should have been trying to save Shuri, right? Maybe her and Okoye, something happened. They had a moment because they never reconciled. Right? They never reconciled. So like there could have been a moment with Okoye where like that all was happening. And then the Queen mom, she was like, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that, we had our situation, but you're not gonna die. I'm gonna go ahead and take this L, right? Something like that. It should not have been for Riri. She just should not have been the reason why that Namor had them in the cave, and then he wanted to show her his whole palace over Riri. And that's what I had a problem with her origin story, especially. And I say that for this, not to just say like she shouldn't have had an origin story. I felt like her origin story took away from Wakanda, because I thought this movie was going to be a lot about Wakanda. Right? We don't have Black Panther, but like how Batman had Gotham was a character in the movie, the Batman. Yeah. I thought to me, I thought Wakanda was going to be a character in the movie. Wakanda was weak.
Great point. Yeah.
Now I understand you don't have your protector, but like we didn't see the technology. Now maybe because they did it the first time, but we didn't see the bro. You know who I threw it in my spoiler. You know who my favorite. You know how much I love the Dory. Like I didn't even really get Dora Milaje in this movie.
Nah, man,
like
barely. Do.
I could have took some of the Riri stuff out and put more of the Dory out. Because I don't even think like every other movie, I feel like the Dory could get work. Like I feel like they were just fodder for this movie. Like he's getting smacked around by these people. Like you had built the Dory up to the point where I told you the Dory should have had a show. Like all this other junk that's coming out for the Disney Plus and the movies. I mean the TV shows. It should have had a Dora Milaje show coming into even the Dora Milaje dealing with not having their king, but like getting into that. So when they showed up in this movie or maybe we could see that they had disconnect. They had this that would have prevented them from being as strong as they needed to be. But we didn't really get the Dora Milaje in the movie. So we got a lot of Riri. And I'm gonna keep this balance because there was another character who showed up in the movie, and I was like, it was like when I say half of my spoiler was right, but like half of my theories was right. When Val, what's her name, Val? When she showed up, and it was just like, okay, so I've been throwing like, I bet you the people involved is kind of it's gonna be the faction that's over the what's that movie that's coming out in Phase 5?
Are you talking about the Thunderbolts?
The Thunderbolts, right? Yeah. I had a Thunderbolt element, and just I'm only giving it because Val showed up, right? Val showed up.
Oh, they come,
but her showing up in the movie was just like, for what? Like to the point where Ross was a bigger character in one, right? He was important in one, and you muted him so that she could be in the movie.
Yeah, you saw that.
But I don't really see you keep her being a secret, like she gonna have the secret. She didn't fit. She didn't fit, right? Like she just didn't fit to the point where it was just showing that Ross was sloppy. Only thing it fits for her, she's like, okay, they playing a part in Skull Invasion, like Secret Invasion, right? They playing a part. They probably gonna go with the line where she's probably a Skrull. I don't know, right? Because he's in that show. Right?
I can see that, yeah.
So that's the only thing. But I was like, I don't want to get in Theory Expo when it comes to this. Like, not for this. Like, I just didn't. I think the time they spent having her in the movie, the time they spent in Riri's origin story, how important she was for this movie, took away from the Dora Milaje, took away from M'Baku, took away from other people who were so important to Wakanda, right? So important to Wakanda. It took away from us even seeing more of the city of Namor City.
Yeah.
Because we swam around it, but we didn't go in it. Like we saw a couple of things, we didn't go in it. So it was like, and that probably to your point about the editing, right? Like some just different things that happened. I was like, you could have, if we're gonna have it to be this long, take some of that resource away. You brought up a good point about old girl, because old girl looks like she's one of the characters' love interest, right? And maybe they scaled it down, being all scared about China. Yeah. You know, get what I'm saying? When they have like,
no doubt,
like
they do a little kiss on the forehead,
yeah. They have those little relationships. It's like, you know what, we don't want this. We want to make our money. We see how they reacting to whenever we have that in the movie. So they probably scaled that back because, like, I didn't think about that, but it looked like they probably had it set up for her to be more important in the movie. Right, like more, and it probably was because they scaled. They probably had more of that stuff in there and then scaled it back.
You gonna have to scale the entire movie back for this China for this one, because you remember how they did the first Black Panther. The poster had him in his mask, so this one is like, I don't know, I don't know how I would do in China, but nah. But go ahead.
So that's what I would just say. I just didn't think her showing up fit the narrative of the movie. I think Riri was in there. They could have, like you say, to your point, they could have Spider-Man'd her when he first showed up. She showed up, this, that, and the third, got in, got out.
I can give you another one though. I can give you another one how they could have went. They could have did it, because it's not. They haven't both ways they could have did it. They've done before already, right? The same way the Korean professor in Ultron was important. Remember that? Remember how he needed her? He noticed her right away.
Yeah.
That's all you needed to do with Riri in this movie.
That's
all you.
thought.
If you gonna do it, just do it like that.
That threw me off, bro. It threw me off, bro, because I was like, bro, yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you.
Nah, you good.
That did throw me off because I'm like, I can't believe she's this important in this movie. Like her first appearance is in this movie, like, and she's this important. Like, you got to work up to that, no matter who it is. Because I even have my problems with the Spider-Man showing up in Civil War the way he did. I have problems. We talked about that multiple times. I always thought that should have been just a post credit. It's great that he fighting. It's great for this. You could tell it was an add-on at the end, but
no bearing on the movie though.
But this right here is like hold my beer, right? Yeah. Like it's not even close. Like it makes that look like they did that perfect. Like I appreciate how y'all brought in Spider-Man the first time y'all did. Right?
Listen,
that's how this felt.
Had they just done it, had they just picked one, and they said, all right, hey, this is Riri Williams. And this Riri Williams, she designed this vibranium finder. She's been working on this, the past 3 years or whatever.
Great point.
This is how she got into MIT, or this was her project in the outreach program, which they would have put the kibosh on immediately because they'd have been like, wait a minute, hold on, vibranium finder?
That's what I'm saying. How was she not in the
She was in the outreach program, bro. So it wasn't like, so the like you say, the spies watching her like, damn, this is a prodigy here. This is a prodigy here. They like,
and you mean
vibranium? Like they would have, they would have put an end to that immediately.
2 points, and almost to that point, because then it makes me like when I start questioning, like, why wouldn't Shuri just? They told us she's the smartest person in MCU. Why wouldn't she be out here knowing? And we need to make sure no one else has vibranium. This is not. She's signed. She don't go. She doesn't do lure. She already told you I don't mess with none of that. So like I'm here for the like. That don't mean the reason you think you saw your son is because your mind you allowed your mind to tell you that your son was when she was talking about how in the beginning of the movie right before they saw Namor. She don't believe in that kind of stuff. So but she wouldn't have believed either that the only place it happened that this meteor could have hit is right here. It's got to hit somewhere else.
That's
right?
True.
So that's me. That's me doing that part, walking out the movie, and you could overanalyze it. But back to your point about that is a great point. The Ultron. She could build a body, but they didn't allow that to change the movie. That's a what? She could build.
Yeah.
She basically built Vision.
She did build Vision.
She built the thing that could build a Vision. When we compared, that was an undertone of the movie, but they didn't make the movie trying to save her. The movie still was about. They had a lot of things going on, right? But they didn't change the movie to her. She played her role. They could have brought her back in something else. Now they didn't have the facilities in place to do like these TV shows and all this and all that.
No, they didn't make her a superhero.
They didn't need to.
She wasn't a superhero. Yeah,
and they didn't need to change the movie. The movie was about what he was about to do to Sokovia and all the impact. Because that was like you say, that movie changed. That was like the start of the Infinity Saga, right? But they didn't make it about her because she could make a body. She played her role. Even if Riri could find vibranium, right? But what you did was because she could find vibranium, she became such an important part. We need to go get to her first, and no one else. And all what's name was going to do was going to kill her, right? He was just going to kill her. Like you can't have. Who's to say? Like I'm looking. Who's to say she couldn't defend herself after I watched the movie, right? Like she probably didn't even really need Wakanda. She probably would have saved herself.
Apparently not.
You get what I'm saying?
She took out a drone, bro.
Like what more?
She took out a drone.
What more? What you told me in the movie that she probably like y'all didn't like. She was okay. She was cool. She'd have dropped the suit and jumped up, and she damn sure would have ran around them schmucks that was the CIA or whoever they was, right?
Yeah.
She would have got past them. Now it threw me off that she was that important in the movie on a movie that was really supposed to be dealing with how do we protect Wakanda, because we didn't reconcile that. We still don't know how you can protect Wakanda. I'm gonna get off of that. For a minute. It was one other point that I had. Oh, and you made a point, and I got to go a different way. You said walking out the movie made you feel good about the MCU. I walked out of that movie in a different way, not feeling bad about the MCU, I walked out like I did out of Doctor Strange, out of Thor, and now out of this. I didn't walk out wanting to see another Black Panther movie.
Oh man,
and that's shitty. That's bad.
That sucked. Yeah,
I did not walk out saying I want to see the next installment.
Okay,
and I definitely didn't walk out saying I need to see Shuri as the Black Panther when we get to Secret Wars, or whatever.
All right, real
so
quick,
that's how I felt.
Can I talk you back real quick?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I feel bad about that, right, bro. Like, oh,
let me
man,
tell you why. No, because I'm with you.
Go ahead, man.
I was there. I was there. I was with you. I was exactly where you was at, right? And I understand the point you're making completely. Here's why I walked off the ledge and was like, okay. Well, obviously, because spoilers, there was and even that is not necessarily the remedy, but to cut to the chase, there's a spoiler where they revealed T'Challa had a son with Nakia. The boy says his real name. He says his Haitian name first, and then he says his real name, and his real name is Prince T'Challa. How I walked out of the movie theater, or when I was about to walk out, after I seen that, I was like, okay, I agree with you. I do not want to see another Black Panther movie like this. But I also knew, even before we got to the post-credit, we're not gonna ever get a Black Panther movie like this. They're gonna bring back a T'Challa. Whether it's I had my original theory was that Kang was gonna somehow be a Black Panther, and like one of his variants was gonna be like not T'Challa but a Black Panther. That's probably not gonna happen. But we got a new T'Challa, right? And I'm pretty sure they're gonna speed his age up. He probably gonna be in the Young Avengers, or he gonna jump out in Secret Wars as like a grown up. We got a new T'Challa, even though it's not Chadwick Boseman, it's T'Challa. We never gonna get that T'Challa back.
No.
But I knew, like, it's no way we're gonna go forward with Shuri as the only Black Panther. There'll be two Black Panthers. They'll recast a male, and not to make it about male, but they'll recast another protector in there, right? Like, because they even hint towards that, is that she's so much different from her brother, and even her flashback with another spoiler, Killmonger comes back in
oh, you know what I thought was gonna happen?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That picked me back up for a quick minute, but go ahead.
Yeah. So Killmonger comes back. Shuri has this moment, which was surprisingly like they never went back on it. Like she saw her mom at the end and all this, but she was like, "No, I'm gonna handle," because he was like, "You either gonna be like your brother, your brother was too noble. You either gonna be like your brother, or you gonna be like me and go handle business." And it's funny because, like, damn, you forget, like, oh, wait a minute, that's her cousin and shit. You know what I mean? I kind of forgot that, like, it's kind of like in her face and shit. I'm like, but that's her cousin. So
it was on some big brother, big cousin kind of shit. What?
Like, you gonna handle business like that? I'm like, oh, I had to remember, like, shit, man, they family. You know what I mean? Like, this is her family member. As much as she like probably hated the dude, this is her family member, so they do share a bloodline, and somewhat. So he like, nah, you more like me. And she sort of like comes to the realization that, she more like Killmonger than her brother.
Mm-hmm.
And she acts that way, where all the way up until she shows Namor mercy at the end, like by making him yield or whatever. Like, I will protect your people. You just got to yield. He yields or whatever. But like I said, but to get back to my point, I know going forward, we're not going to get another Black Panther movie like this. I don't ever want to see another Black Panther movie like this, where there's no other protector there. We're not gonna get, and it just assured me, because I was like, man, I said it before we got, like, as the movie was ending. I'm like, nah, I was like, there's no way we getting another T'Challa. Whether somebody gonna jump out of a portal in Secret Wars, or the Kang Dynasty, Kang gonna be a variant of
what's the name, and go get one Wong go get one. You know what I'm saying? He do his thing, he do his move.
Wong do one, and then somebody jump out of that thing like, I'm Black Panther, from the future or whatever. I was like, we getting another protector, because she's not gonna be the only protector. She's gonna sort of be like the alternative protector. You know what I mean? So I think the next Black Panther will be about his son. Obviously, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna speed up his age somehow, and he's gonna be a young kid,
kind of like the maybe the Wanda kind of effect,
Yeah.
something like something, just something we've seen. There's some kind of precedent in another.
They're gonna do something, bro.
The next time we see him, he already like 19 or something.
Oh, look at him. He was already a big ass kid. Like,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I started trying to do the math in my head. Like,
well, damn, y'all must have had him as.
He must have plugged her. He must have plugged her right before the battle of Wakanda, right? So he went and said, like, damn, he did the same thing I did.
He shot, you know what I mean? Like, bro,
he did the same thing I did when I seen the kid when she showed up. Like,
wait a minute, because you gotta start thinking. Like,
boy,
bro,
he was 6. He wasn't 6.
He was snapped for 5 years.
He was snapped, so he had to plug her right after.
Either did he do it before or after?
He had to plug her when he said, did he freeze? Remember, they was like, did he freeze? And they was like, he froze. Not kill. you know, when he come out the ship and he throw those situations, Koye beads on the truck.
Yeah.
And then she come out and he's about to shoot the little boy, or he's about to Black Panther the little boy. Not kill. And then when froze. He put like this. He plugged her before he said, as you can see, I am not dead. When he did this, word to Chadwick Boseman, man, rest in peace. He was already plugged, man. When she was willing to be like hiding and doing her spot, they go get one of those. When she got the last flower, she was already plugged.
She was already plugged, bro. He had to do it at the end of the movie when they walking away at the end of the movie, like they walking through the city, like.
Oh, I think that's what. Okay, yeah.
He had to,
So she was plugged.
Got it in.
So when you look at that moment, when you go like right now, I think MCU we like 2024, 25, something like that, and we go from like 8. So, but that still would be like, what's that like? We go to 18 to 20, like 7, 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like 7, 8. But that boy looked like he was about like 10, 12. He was about 10. He was approaching 10, right?
Yeah, he probably was realistically like 6 years old. But the thing is, like, when did you? Because what are we talking? Because remember, he was gone for 5 years.
He was blipped. So
we got to know she was plugged. He came back and had the kid.
She had been. He was.
How long it been since the blip?
That's what I'm saying. So where we at? We had 2 years probably. Now we had 2 probably natural years, but
we had two Spider-Man movies.
Remember they went 5 years in the future. Like you say, we did 2 Spider-Man movies. Supposedly it was like the same week, right? But at the end of the day, we got 2 Spider-Man movies. We got 2 Spider-Man, but we went blip, and then they came back from the blip in 2023. So we probably like MCU 2025 right now.
Oh yeah, because they jumped some
years.
No,
we might be further than
they jumped. No.
So that was like 2019.
He plugged her after the blip, bro.
You think so?
Yeah, because remember, we done jumped some years now, just off this movie.
That's what
he passes away, they jump a year.
And they jump another
year at the end of the movie after the damn battle with Namor people.
So you think that's a 2-year? So movie, from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie is 2 years.
It was about 2 years when he came back, which I'm assuming he probably plugged literally the night he came back. Literally after he got back from the Avengers facility where they had the battle with Thanos.
Yeah,
he plugged that night. So
he flew over to Haiti.
Yeah,
because they said she went to Haiti as soon as the flip happened.
It's called Haiti. Nah. So he did that.
That's how he walked in on the 2. As you can see, I am not dead.
I am not dead.
Oh, he plugged her then.
Hey, bro, she couldn't. How could she refuse, bro? You know, hey, he said he landed in the house like that. Like,
as you can see, I am not dead.
I am not dead.
Okay.
Nakia. Yeah.
Nakia.
So, yeah, bro. I think
do the math. Let's just say like the basic stuff, right? Yeah. 2019 is when Endgame came out, right? 2019. It's either 18 or 19. I feel like it was 19. But let's just say that was when the movie. But in that movie, they had went 5 years in the future, right? So we were on the same kind of timeline with the MCU, but then there was a 5-year jump. 2019 is already 3 years ago from us.
True, yeah.
So if they came back, it's at least probably 2026 in the movie. And then if you talk, and then if using your logic, and which I'm with you, because they did at least 1 year jump. I didn't really get that at the end where
I thought
she was sitting on that beach. So that was a whole. I knew we did the 1 year. So if we do 2 years. Well, we could be that moment could have been like 2020, 28, 27.
Yeah, I think we in the future. Yeah, I think we
like 27, 28. And it's like
about 5 years, 5, 6 years old.
Even if it's just from that. But let's say if she had the baby before the blip, right? Because she said when he got dusted, she went to Haiti. Right. Now we'll say if she was pregnant going to Haiti.
Hold on. Go back, because did she say that? Okay, damn, she went to Haiti after he got dusted?
After he got dusted, she left Wakanda.
Oh, damn.
Remember, that's what her and Okoye was talking about.
Okay, yeah, you might be right then, bro.
So let's just use that math. If she was pregnant then, right? Then we got a borderline teenager.
Now I'm back to that theory now.
So I think he plugged before the blip. Or he probably like he probably like 13, but he looked like he was about close to 10 to me. He looked close to 10 to me. He didn't look like no 6-year-old.
He couldn't have been 6. Nah, it's no way. And he even said
the way he
clearly understood. Yeah, he clearly understood.
6-year-old don't know shit like that.
He clearly had a conversation that he remembers with his dad about preparing him for his death, right? So it's like, it's not a kid. Like, it's not a baby. Like, you got to think, if he was 5 or 6, that conversation they had probably was like 2 years prior. It had to be because of the mere fact that they jumped 2 years or whatever. So they had that conversation about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, when he probably really was like 6 years old. He remembers the conversation, though. He remembers the fact that, okay, because remember, she was like, your dad prepared us for your death, right? And he was like, yeah. So he knew about that. So yeah, you're right, man. He probably about 9 or 10 years old. Man.
Yeah, because you 6. Talking about, can you keep it secret? Little dudes like that, they can't even whisper at that time.
Yeah,
hey Dad. They don't know how to do their whisper voice yet. We was about to like, hey man, whisper, man. Yeah, they don't even know how to whisper at that time. So let alone the process secret stuff. I mean, I know you 6, you advanced, but at that level. I'm Prince such and such, 6-year-old running around telling everybody like, hey, yo, man, come on, Prince T'Challa, man. What he telling all his friends and stuff like that. It's out there, right? So, yeah, man. Okay, so you saying that gives you the hope, not hope, but that you see a world, or you see a situation.
I think this is a one-off.
He's going to be the
bro. He got it. Yeah, bro. The next Black Panther's not going. They can't recast T'Challa. They're not going to recast T'Challa, obviously, but even like a variant or anything like that. But this is the new T'Challa, you know what I mean? And then
wait that out.
Yeah, we just gotta, like I said, I think they're gonna probably do another, because by the time we get another Black Panther, which I'm assuming is not gonna be directed by Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, he done.
I'm gonna throw that out there. I just think he's done with Black Panther.
Yeah, I doubt he'd do one without that core group that he had. Yeah, right, bro, like I think Chad was his man's, and can't bring back. You can't keep doing I think they pausing what I was about to say, but I think they kind of used their last resource to be able to do the Michael B. Jordan thing, right? Like that was it. You can't go back. That was it, right?
That was bittersweet.
Yeah, it was. It was hella.
It was, because it was like, okay, so he's never coming back.
That was it.
You know what I mean? He was like,
that's what.
Well, the closest we're gonna get is that he alive in what if world.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, non-canon stuff.
Is that non-canon?
I felt. That's a whole nother discussion. But
I don't think
at some point I felt like
I don't think they do non-canon, man. I
felt like Doctor Strange let me know like that what if wasn't canon, because it was too many things that could have been parallel.
They had a perfect opportunity.
They told us like, oh, that's not what they call them, Strange Supreme. That's whatever they call them. But okay.
It feels non-canon. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think Kevin Feige do non-canon, man. He's never did anything.
He made MCU Legends.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like new content, I don't know if it'd be non-canon, but I get your point.
Yeah, he ain't wasting his time.
There's no proof. There's no tangible proof that is canon. Even though they got another season coming out with Shang-Chi and all these new characters in it.
But we did have Shang-Chi in it.
Yeah, Shang-Chi in a new season. Yeah,
and they did bring in Haley Atwell. And we had never seen it. She showed up.
We had never seen Captain Carter, but we see
Captain Carter. Okay.
We see one in live action.
Okay.
Right
that kind of throws a little.
I think it's canon, bro. It's canon.
It's canon. It's canon.
It's like a pocket. It's a pocket universe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's canon. It's canon. It's canon.
Will we ever see it like officially be confirmed? I don't know. You know what I mean? But I would say it's canon. But I get you. You may
no. That kind of just that blew a hole in my my logic right there. I'm like, nah, that should not get. I use Doctor Strange 2 as the example, but then they brought Captain Carter into Doctor Strange 2, and we had never seen her until we seen her. What if?
But for some reason, didn't bring Strange Supreme.
But you didn't bring that wasn't Strange Supreme, even though it looked, smelt with all that stuff, walked like a duck, talked like a duck. That seemed like that, but he was not nearly as powerful as Strange Supreme would have smashed that version of Doctor Strange. So that definitely wasn't Strange.
He would have been a good threat to Wanda, you know.
Yeah, that'd have been and they smacked around Wanda.
They kind of wanted the same thing because you know, like it had Strange Supreme discovered the multiverse, he would have clearly been like, all right, I'll just go snatch up another.
I just would have got the book.
Yeah, he just got the book. Like I'm gonna just go ahead and I'll just take another. Oh, he would have went and got all the Strangers.
He just wanted what's the name, right? Yeah. He just really wanted his girl. He wanted Red. But we're gonna get back to this.
Let's finish.
Roll on.
Let's finish up, man.
I just like I said, I think I gave everything that I had from the movie. I didn't think about the part, but now it makes really more sense to me that I think the movie kind of changed for me when Angela Bassett left. Right, because I couldn't put two and two together, and I think now that we're knowing what I know, I'll go see it again and then see how it rolls better, knowing what I have in my hip pocket. Right, like okay, I know how the movie go, I know what they were doing. I actually understood. I even said it in my spoiler review that it was like I was one of the people that thought they should have recast. You have to have a Black Panther in the MCU. You have to have a Black Panther, and then when I watched the movie. And that overall theme, even the Shuri, like a whole thing with Shuri, and I haven't really gotten into Shuri, but the whole thing about Shuri, the mother, Okoye, everybody involved, M'Baku, who should have got more time, but M'Baku was like, it's hard replacing him. Yeah. And we not going to act like we can replace him. We telling you, for also whether it's from a movie standpoint or me as a fan, you big homie Juan Kenobi. For the people that's saying you should recast them and just thinking you can move on, it's not that easy. Maybe in the next movie with another crew and other people deciding this. We can't do that, and we're not going to run away from it. To the point, I had a negative, and I'm not going to really make it a negative because I don't think that was the intent. But it was like I feel like Shuri is a side character, right? And maybe even the actress is a side actress. Like she's not a movie character. I didn't feel like no disrespect to her. Maybe there's other stuff she got where showing that like, she got this, like she got the chops to like carry a movie like that. But I think to me, that felt like that was on purpose. Like we showing you, like not to try to shade her, but to be like, look, we can't really replace him right now. It ain't as easy as y'all think. We putting her in this position. Yeah, there's precedent for it in the comics, but she's a different kind of character than she was in the comic. In the comics, she was a warrior. It was T'Challa that was smart. Yeah. It was T'Challa why he was the protector, the king, and all this and all that. He also make all the inventions. He also makes all that. Shuri does that in the MCU. She don't fight. She's not a warrior.
And they even they kind of try to throw that in there, like, who taught you how to do everything? She was like, my brother. And it's like,
yeah, we don't know that. Like that wasn't.
I never really got that from the first Black Panther. I was just like, she's just really smart. But
it seemed like that was you. But with that being said, like I'm not gonna be the person to try to say, well, they trying to. I think they let us know like we cannot replace him. She took on the role, but everybody was gone. There was no one else to do that. Right? I thought she was gonna do it with Okoye.
I thought the NECA chick was somehow gonna get in there, but I don't know. It just seemed like the way they was positioning him when he was in
It
the
looked
ship
like when they
together.
was looking at the suit when they was like, I got something for you. Yeah. And I thought that was when Shuri was going to really realize, like, I can't be the protector. Yeah. Right. You need to be this. But she showed her that new suit that they was working on that she never liked. But Shuri wasn't, she can't do a Black Panther movie. She can't be a Black Panther character. Like she could be a Black Panther, but she cannot be the Black Panther. You can't have a Black Panther 3 with her as the Black Panther. There has to be, you have to have like now you're gonna have a council of Panthers, right? Something like that. If you're gonna go that route, like somebody else, like you can make the herb now. It may be the son, it may be this, or we get the age up. But
yeah,
but I think long story short, I don't want to keep going on that. My point is, I think they didn't try to make us believe that she was I don't think they purposely try to make us believe that. I think they were trying to show us how tough it is.
And I never did.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I walked out. So that's why I don't have a lot of heat for her. I didn't, because when I was sitting there like, well, she don't have the gravitas to run with this. Like she could, like, who would follow her? Like, there's probably other people that they have in a faction. Like, it probably could have been, if it was not Kia, if it would have been the mom. That's what I was walking like, well, they should have just put moms in the suit because everybody will follow her.
And moms had, like, you could tell, like, moms had training, right? When she pulled the, you know what I mean? She pulled the stick out on
Namor.
When we jumped out the water, man, she was about it. Like,
yeah.
I'm on the front line if I have to be, like,
especially in them woods, because you could not only could you go and get somebody coming out of the water, you come out one of them animals, bro. We in Africa, dog.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
right. You can remember, like,
elephants out here. We in the wild, lions, bro. Tigers, like, just like we think about those one animals, like you say, lions and tigers, but it's really like elephants and hippos and all that. Yeah, they be doing the most killing, right? Yeah. So it's like, hey, man, well, it could happen, right? So it's like, she would have been the one everybody followed. So I think they were really trying to just show us, like, yo, this is not. That's what I took from it, and that's why I don't have like heat for her being Black Panther. I just had heat at the end, like, I don't want to see another one as her as Black Panther.
I think
Black Panther to me gotta be.
We said the same thing.
They have to be a leader, and I don't think they tried to show her as the leader. I think they just tried to show how tough it was to replace Chadwick Boseman, and we weren't gonna try to do it. We weren't gonna try to do. We weren't gonna put Michael B. Jordan in that situation. We wasn't gonna wanna. We won't want to put somebody else in that situation yet. So then now, if they actually introduce somebody next time or however they want to do it, it's like, okay, I get it. Where for this one, it just wasn't the time or place. It just sucks that. I mean, obviously for his family, obviously for all bigger than the movie, but for the movie, it just sucks that he wasn't there because we was ready. I ain't never felt as good as I felt, like, movie wise. I mean, I like a lot of characters. Don't get me wrong. But it was just different when it was like, when we had Black Panther and you came off him in Civil War and you came off him in the movie, it was just like, oh, we here now. And you could kind of tell the MCU, even the MCU as a whole, is still trying to recover, but you could tell because he was going to be, if you're going to get rid of Tony, and you was going to get rid of Steve, it was going to center around Wakanda.
Especially in this arc, the Secret Wars.
It was going to be him.
Definitely going to play a big part of it. He was going to be like...
He would have been in Doctor Strange 2 as a variant too.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, hell yeah.
He would have been sitting on that. He would have been sitting up there.
On that council, yeah.
So it just sucks, man, that he's not. And you can feel him.
That's kind of going back to my point, man. There will be another Black Panther. It's not going to be Shuri. Like, Shuri will put down the mantle. Like, you know what I mean? There's going to be somebody else there. Like, and I think it'll be T'Challa's son. You know what I mean? T'Challa Jr. at this point, I guess. But going back to just Angela Bassett real quick.
Okay.
There was one scene that really stuck out to me where I was like, this is the one, this is why she should probably be nominated here.
Okay.
That scene when she kicks, by the way, totally justified, when she kicks Okoye out of basically fires Okoye as general.
Yeah.
For losing her daughter, which she told her, like, you shouldn't take, you know what I mean, don't take Shuri with you. She's like, nah, it's cool, you know.
Be good for her to get out.
That back and forth, bro. When old girl break down Okoye, I forgot the name of the actress.
Yeah.
To me, that was like, damn, bro. That was like, that was one of the best moments, scenes in the movie, in my opinion.
That was incredible.
That was an incredible moment, man. A lot of emotion, because it was like, it kind of evoked a lot of things, you know, like the fact that, man, like, I just lost my son a year ago. Now you lost my daughter. You fired. You ain't fired. You ain't just fired. You banished. Pretty much. I don't think she like banished her, but she pretty much told her like that.
Because she tried to throw that line back at her, bro. When she was like, I had to do such and such against my husband. Yeah, like, but you get to go still see his monkey ass. I don't have anything. That's when I raised up like, oh
yeah. Where's her treacherous husband now? But hold on, go back to that though. Is he dead or is he?
You know, he couldn't do the movie. He didn't do the movie.
Yeah,
because he was doing, but he gonna be in the Spider-Man and in the Spider-Verse. He had like conflicting things, but like I had to go against Muhammad when he went against Wakanda because she was like, God damn, Angela Bassett killed it right there. You right, man.
She killed it.
She brought up the point like when y'all stood by Killmonger,
y'all
stood by him. I was the one trying to go save my son.
Yes, she was the one who had to go to.
Tell me what you got going on.
She's the reason that she saved her son. She went to M'Baku, beg for shelter
and all that.
For sanctuary and shit. You stayed, as the general.
You was loyal to
the ground.
To Killmonger.
Killmonger, yeah. She's like, I remember that.
Oh,
I remember that.
You know, when people we won't talk about keeping receipts.
She kept that receipt. Like, yeah, I remember that. I remember you know what I mean? That whole speech you had. And the kid tried to get her out of there. Remember, in the first movie, the kid was like, man, let's get out of here, man. This is crazy. She like, I'm not a spy. I'm a general. I'm a soldier. I'm loyal to the soil.
yeah.
I serve Wakanda. Like, all right. Mom's was like, all right, I remember that. Tell you what. Oh, and you lost my daughter too? Man, you fired. And I'm in the movie. I'm like, yeah, you should be fired. Why would you take Shuri with you? Shuri up here telling you, or her mom's telling you, like, don't take Shuri. Like, she not ready for the field right now. She not a field. She don't need to be out in the field. She's like, nah, I need to, you lost her. But yeah, that back and forth between them two actresses, man, was like, damn, man.
Yeah, because you could tell that shit stung Okoye, right? Like the actress, y'all don't want disrespect. I can't remember her name as well, but like
it stung, or something like that.
It stung her. So like how she was reacting to it. So that's what I'm saying, man. Like those moments was when they weren't around doing that is when I was like, damn, I wish Chad was here. Like I wish he was there anyway. But like because that part of it, and I actually thought the movie was going to be more of that.
Yeah.
So like because I thought it was going to actually center around. That's what it was looking like it was going towards. And then when Namor was popping, like when Namor was like that dude, I was like, man, this part right here with these strong characters, like Angela Bassett, strong character. The Namor aspect of it, he was strong, pause, right? I felt this power, pause, right? Like all that was happening.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I was actually like, yo, excuse me, this could be a battle between Wakanda and Namor. I don't really need, actually, that whole Black Panther showing up could have been just like a final thing. Maybe she figured out how to do the herb in the post credit.
That's a great point.
This is a movie that didn't need a Black Panther.
Remember, we went through what 2/3 of the movie without Black Panther.
We didn't need a Black Panther. We could have. It just didn't need to happen that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to take away from that but I'm at that point when you walk out of it, was like we could have had more like that those moments. And it kind of all included Angela, but like those moments were like really powerful. When she gave her that, like when she kicked her out, like I felt that, like, damn.
Yeah.
Because I said that, damn.
Yeah, it was like that moment was like, man, it felt so final because it was like you didn't know she was gonna die, but you was just kind of like, man, it's a big turning point, man. Like this chick been, you gotta remember, like she been through the Killmonger situation. She been through the in-game battle. The battle of Wakanda. Then the in-game battle. She watched her king get snapped away.
She was there when he got blipped.
She was there the whole time.
Okay, this is no place to die. And he the one that's dusting off.
Yeah.
That was a throw off in that movie. Like, I thought it was gonna be her, and he was the one that got dusted. Yeah. Oh, that hurt. That stung.
Yeah, bro. Remember, Because Shuri got dusted too, right?
I don't know if we ever got that confirmed, bro. I'll still be wondering, like, they showed her, but like,
but either way, it's like, remember, Koye was the one answering for Wakanda. Like, she was like doing everything. She was damn near in the
Shuri
Avengers.
had been dusted, right?
Say again.
Shuri had been dusted.
Shuri got dusted,
yeah, because it was a Koye that was the representative for Wakanda.
Bro, she was doing it all.
You know who I thought the scientist was going to be?
Who was that?
Banner. Because remember the end of Shang-Chi?
Wow.
When they were like it's not Wakandan, it's not any Wakandan technology or Wakandan. Remember he said that when they were looking at the rings? Well, so when they said it was a scientist in America, I actually thought it was going to be Banner.
Hey, man, listen.
I just knew it was going to be Banner.
That is a great guess. That's a great idea. Props to Coogler, bro. I gotta get Coogler's props. But you know what this movie would have been like if Hulk would have showed up, bro?
They even referenced him in the movie like he's as strong as Hulk. Talking about
Namor. Man. Imagine Hulk in this movie, bro. But even it would have been smart Hulk. But still, it's like
I just knew Banner was showing up when they said that.
Coogler, I think, do a good job, man. He get the most out of these actors, and actresses. Hold on, let's get back. Real quick. Let's close up. Let's close up Black Wakanda Forever. But
let's just keep it a bucket. Like people gonna come in and gonna watch it, and I just want to make sure I'm clear about this. I think if you just isolate as a movie, it's a good movie. I guess it's a good movie. But when you put all the things in about and that sucks and whatever it is, but these MCU, whatever DC Star, there's different elements beyond it just being like a good movie. Like, okay, we have a first act, second act, third act, we finish off. That was what we accomplished. These are more than that because now because of the characters, this is about character. Everything that come out right now, unless you're doing like, I don't even know we can come out right now that's not about character building. There's nothing, that's just what it is right now. The times may change in 5 years or 10 years, but whatever you watch, I don't care if it's Game of Thrones. I don't care if it's Black Adam. I don't care whatever it is. You can't do that old stuff you used to. It's about character building now. Like that's the least we can expect because of the experience we can have watching stuff. That's how we watch things now. We watch character building. So when you come out of it, or to like just beyond that, just some of the things that need to be for what this environment is and what they told us the MCU was. Right? What they told us the MCU was, there was there were some things that I don't even think it's from an expectation standpoint. Like, did I have high expectations? It was just that there was the whole raw theme about Chad I really enjoyed, and I felt that all the way through. It was just the other stuff they were trying to put mush into it, whether it was
so
much other origin stories, and then I guess that's probably with the origin stories and just like. And then the name wars ending. If we did the old school source mics, the mic rating, how many mics would you give this today? I want to see this again.
If we going off the old school system,
we going source mics, 5 mics is, you know what I'm saying?
I'm giving this 3 mics. Oh, I'm giving it 3. I gotta give it 3 mics. I was gonna give it the 3.5, but if I'm being real, which I am, obviously, I'm giving it 3 mics. I want to say, I give it 3 mics because, like you said, man, it when you isolate it as a movie, obviously, like you said, isolated as a movie, it accomplishes its goal of it packing emotional punch. The act is well performed. The actors, they get the most out of the original crew. The kid, she come in, you get a lot out of her. You really felt like this is a family. But also, I didn't get enough Wakanda. I thought Riri Williams' character was a little bit over the top. Like you doing way too much. She wasn't a plausible character. Namor was great, but he kind of teetered off at the end. And then even to the point where I still don't really like understand his intentions at the end. Like you said, he must stash twirl, and he oh no, they're gonna need us. It was like, bro, you leveraging something? Like what?
Went from being Magneto to Loki.
Yeah. Like, are you an ally, or are you? It's like you went from having all this conviction to being like ambiguous, and it's like that didn't work out. I didn't really like Shuri's arc kind of was weird, you know, because it was like she went from, like you said, not believing in lore and fables and folk tales or whatever, you know, she not believing in like not being, you know, being agnostic almost, and to just being like you the leader now, but she has a different approach, a different vision than her brother did. Okay, fine, but it's like I don't know. Like you said, she never had the gravitas of her brother. You know what I mean? It just kind of was like
not even of her mother.
Not even of her mother. You know
not
what I
even
mean?
Of her mother.
So it was like never really believed that she could be the long term protector. She was kind of just like a stand in, like
and that would make sense if that would make
yeah.
sense if that's what it is. That's what.
Yeah.
Good. I'm sorry.
I think that's what she is. But yeah, man, I want to give it the 3.5, man, but I'm gonna stop at 3. It's not gonna be as rewatchable. I feel like as the original Black Panther. Like I said, I'll see it again. I'll take my daughter to see it, and then I'll wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. I'll watch it again. I think I'll probably, who knows, I might enjoy it more on Disney Plus. But
most people are going to be, most people I know are saying that like now they'll see it, you know, over the weekend, and then have like, I like to listen to other people's perspectives, right? Like, you know what, maybe I didn't, you know, I know how, because I know how I'm going in, right? Like I know how I'm going in. I just always go back to that moment in the original one, right? And you don't always, like I told you, hey man, it ain't like Reasonable Doubt, you know, when I did that. You know, you don't want to always do that, right? When I did that, for the whole album, what is it, the third, the volume 2? I was like, it's not like Reasonable Doubt, and I held that for a little bit. But that moment from in the original Black Panther, from when they go to Korea, all the way up until Killmonger, he sees Killmonger's chain when he was about to run out to the truck, and then he noticed like he had something from Wakanda, right? Like that, just that whole block was just like, this movie didn't, like, that was early. That wasn't the third act, right? That wasn't the third act. That was like early, like when they found out, like, oh, there's somebody, and then you see Killmonger walking up a Claw, like that whole shit, just that block, right? Like, so we have a story we're trying to tell, and there was a story they were trying to get across, but that block, you know, that block right there, like, was like, I'm about to go watch that.
Yeah,
probably shed a tear. Let's keep it a buck. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Like, I don't shed a tear, but I might feel it, right?
Yeah,
I ain't gonna say pause. I may feel that moment, right?
Now
I'm gonna watch that because, like that's an incredible scene, and it could rank in any scene ever in the MCU. And I understand, but we're still making a movie. And like when she showed, it's like when she showed up as whoop whoop, and she dropped down. It didn't slap like it didn't slap. It didn't hit. And we're like, okay, she did it. I don't even really know if the challenge got built up to her. Like we like you say, maybe that's all editing, because I didn't get that moment where I needed her to, like, I'm trying to think of another movie where, like, any character, whether it's male or female, where it's like, you know, somebody, like, you had to do that, right? Like, even if the movie wasn't good, but like the payoff, they don't use the term payoff. It didn't really get earned right there where I was gonna be like, hell yeah.
This doesn't talk me back into the half. I'm gonna give him the half. I'm gonna say 3.5.
Go ahead.
The performance is too strong, and it's funny.
I'm going.
You made it. Yeah, I'm gonna go. But you made a good point. You made a great point, man. You made a great point, and it reminded me. It reminded me that block, man. That block. It reminded me about my original take on the first movie. Was I always said, and it's funny because it's like some poetic justice type shit, right? Because it's like I always said the strength of the first movie was the fact that Coogler, they had introduced these characters that was so strong that you didn't have to rely so much on Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther.
Yes.
Remember, a lot of that movie kind of was absent. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of that movie, those other characters are interacting. And it's a point where he's out of the movie, and like I said, his mom had to go in there, Okoye in there, Killmonger was a big part of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, the villain is like a major character in the movie, like a memorable character who has like motivations that you clearly understand. And he even have his own flashback in the movie, like his own celestial plane movie, right? point I'm making is,
that was incredible too.
Point I'm making is, it was like, damn, man, they really need to rely on the Black Panther until they did need to rely on the Black Panther.
It was
in this movie. In this movie, you realize like, oh shit, no, he needs to be there. And as much as they tried that original cast, they tried to carry this movie. Man, you felt his absence from beginning to end. And his mom was strong in the movie
right now, bro.
His moms was strong in the movie, but you felt his absence, bro. When they showed, because they never showed him on screen until them flashbacks at the end, right?
To the end.
Because I was waiting for this.
No, she wasn't on the beach yet, was it? When did they show that?
No, she was on the beach. That's when she was on.
Was that in the post credit?
She was burning the robe. Yeah. No, this was like
it was the burning the robe moment. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Because I'm thinking,
goodness,
I thought they was gonna have a celestial plane.
I thought he was gonna show up in a celestial,
where there's gonna be like you just show him like turned around, or he was gonna be like talking to like somehow. I thought they was gonna do
cutting room floor. Something didn't make the first movie when he may have been having conversations with her that didn't make it. But would have been good for this.
They didn't do that. But when you seen a flashback, you just like, for me, I'm like, damn. Just the flashback of this dude. I'm like,
this moment right here,
he too big, bro.
This moment right here, while I just told a joke earlier about that's how he showed up to the kid. That's how he walked in on her. But that was an earned moment, and he wasn't in the movie. I never thought about that. He wasn't in the movie up at like everybody else was carrying it, and then they had that powerful moment where Killmonger went and he talked to his father, right? When he talked to his father. In that same Oakland apartment. I was about to watch this movie. This movie made the first one a super classic more than whatever it was. But it just that moment where he came up and said, as you can see, when he came up, that was an earned moment, right? Yeah. And he caught wreck, right?
Oh yeah.
And he caught wreck, right?
He catch wreck. Caught wreck quick.
Yeah. But the moment when he walked back up to to M'Baku and this, that, and the third, can my mom stay here and all this? Like, oh, it's about to go down, right? And Killmonger was ready, but like when he showed back up, that it was just so earned. It was so earned. And for whatever reason, I don't think when she dropped down that the moment was earned. While she had a great celestial plane moment, I'm not going to take that away. It was like it was bittersweet because once I seen that, I was like, oh yeah, he never coming back. That's it.
He's in the celestial plane.
That's the reason I actually went off the internet. I saw him when I saw him at the red carpet, I was like, oh, he in this movie. And I said, I don't want to know that.
That's funny. I never.
When they showed the red carpet pictures, and I went dark.
I didn't even know.
Okay, I'm cool. Yeah.
So I honestly didn't see that he was in the movie. I was surprised when I saw him pop up. I'm like
he took pictures with he was in like the when they did the cast thing.
Oh yeah,
the whole cast photo. When I seen that cast photo, I said I'm good. I said I don't want nothing else with this movie because he was in the cast. He did the whole cast photo. Like, why would he? I know that's his man's, but like, come on now. That means he in the movie. And I figured he was going to be in it, but like he's in it some way somehow. And I said I want that moment to pay off. All I'm looking for is the payoff. When she showed up like that, it just didn't. But the people who carried it. Carried the bleep out of it, right? Carried the bleep out of it. Let me give her props. Even the stuff Suri was going through. Well, she was getting busy. So I've been her.
She just wasn't Black Panther.
She was a Black Panther. She was
a great Shuri.
I love the character of Suri.
Yes,
and what I did.
One of my favorite characters.
One thing I want to make sure I'm saying correctly. I think the movie did a good job of letting us know that she's not a Black Panther, meaning like she didn't just try to she had her conflict moment, right? Let me put my glasses back on. She was conflicted. Once she went to the plane and then she had this moment like what kind of person she's going to be when she wears a suit, right? Is she going to be an enforcer, right? Or is she going to be kind of what her family has historically been? Probably not like her, because dude took shots at his father. One line, but right. Killmonger brought them things about her pops up like, hey, your father killed my father.
Yeah.
He did
even in the celestial plane.
He had some points, right? He wasn't lying, but it was like and maybe I don't agree with how she defeated Namor, right? I don't agree with that. I don't like the ending, but her whole thing, like what she went through it, and she was getting busy to the point where they took away from her with Riri, because she should have been the young one who had to grow.
Exactly.
That was like her origin story.
Yeah.
As well, it wasn't her origin story because she shouldn't be black, but you get what I'm saying. This was like her, like she lost her father in a matter of a couple of years. We talking about, well, her father lived forever. Now we talking about once things changed since Civil War, she done lost her father, her brother, and her mother tragically. She got a whole nation to lead, right? And how she's trying to, and now she has to incorporate all. She got to deal with the council, like the acting that she was doing, and just so I said her thing earlier. I don't think she's like a movie carrier, but for what this movie was about, she was perfect in her role. Am I making sense?
No, you
because they were letting us know that Chad was so important. We're not replacing Chad. We can't replace Chad. We're not going to try. We're going to tell you how tough it is to just do that in this moment right now. And it was embodied in Suri. Like, I can't be my brother. My brother taught me that. My brother was a Black Panther. My brother was the noble one. Yep. He was the one that can inspire people.
Yep.
That ain't what I do. I can't do it. Don't expect that from me. And I'll be wrong to expect that from her.
I'm going to handle business best way I can. Man, you know what's wild though? And Baku literally could have took over the. Because if Baku had challenged her, like hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, he would have. He was smacking.
It could literally be ruling Wakanda.
And you're gonna hear that right now. Well, I mean, it could have been a Baku. Okoye could have challenged her. Pretty much everybody on that hill could have challenged her. We never seen when and I didn't mean to cut you, but like when things were coming out was like she shouldn't be Black Panther because A, B, and C, and it's like you have to be consistent. Like, don't be like Tony got out of a cave with no skills, no combat skills, no nothing. So like, let's be consistent. But the part that's inconsistent, I want to say I'm clear. Let's be consistent in using that against everybody. But the thing I always said about her being Black Panther is, she got to be a Black Panther that uses it the way she does things, like technology. She can't be a hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, that's true.
And when I saw her get to the hand-to-hand combat, I was like, well, now we wrong. Like Tony, when he got in the suit, Tony did what Tony does. Now, it was an epic moment that he got out of the cave, but you know, we could poke holes in him getting out of that cave. She should not have, but once he got out of the cave, he was doing his thing. She should have been an Iron Man level Black Panther.
Yeah. She should have been in the ship, like maybe
using all that stuff. She got the thing,
yeah.
She got a height, and her intelligence being heightened. She was already smart. She should be more smart, and she can use that stuff to fight, not hand to hand. There's no way.
Her brother was like a master martial artist. Yeah. I mean, like.
Namor was kicking her ass, so let's keep it a buck. Yeah, she tossed him around a couple times, and that should have never had happened. Namor, even in a weak state, would have kicked her ass left and right. So I didn't like them making her even when she dove and she did her hand thing a couple times, but she should have had more technology than that. Like we should have been in her helmet, like on some, like she wasn't even talking to her AI. She should have had her AI in the suit.
Yeah.
Like she had a technology suit. So that was my kind of thing, but they didn't do her well when it came to that, because it should have never been about hands. Should have been all about technology in her net. So that's the Black Panther she should have been. And then I would have came out like, okay, I see her Black Panther. Because there's no way. Because even when Namor said that shit, I almost threw something at the screen, even though I wasn't about to do it. The Black Panther is the most powerful. Nah, not that one.
Not this one, my guy.
There's a lot of people to kick that Black Panther's ass. She can't.
Yeah.
Any super soldier walking around right now would kick her ass. Bucky would kick her ass.
When exactly. When T'Challa showed up in Civil War, he was running next to Infinity War. But even when you saw him running, when he was chasing Bucky and Captain America was chasing him, you knew they were equals.
Yeah.
Well, you knew it was like neck and neck. It was close. It was like, hey man, he could clearly take both of them. You wouldn't feel the same way.
Sure. No, and there's nothing,
and it's not, and that's not even a knock against her character. She's never meant to be like that.
She was never meant to be.
They haven't even developed that.
Shuri
should have got a suit.
Yeah, a vibranium suit.
Yeah, maybe she gets some oh, look at this. Tony left these, whatever.
Oh, she should have took some of that element. Oh, God dang.
Bro.
Took some of the elements from that and put it in the Black Panther suit.
Yes. She should have had her own
bro, nano or whatever it was coming out the thing.
Whoop, she even had she should have been rocket boosters in the back. All her combat should have been like her flying. She should have been like an Iron Man, bro. She should have been like an Iron Panther, bro. Even though it's like no precedent for that, but you know what I mean. It's like,
but Shuri's no precedent, right? Like
right.
She's here now is not what she's in. So she has to be. She took over the Black Panther mantle for a minute.
Yeah,
she was a stand-in. So hopefully they keep that kind of going. That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
But the character that she became as a Black Panther, she should have been her own version of it, and she just ultimately became a female in the suit, right? Like and I'm saying that respectfully, not trying to disrespect her being a female in the suit, but they didn't let it be Shuri in the suit, who just happens to be a female. Because imagine like if they let Shuri, I mean, she gave T'Challa, she made his shit kinetic energy, man. That if it absorb a blow and they redirect that energy back into what he was hitting.
Great point. Yeah.
You mean Shuri can't do some whoop whoop when she throw that thing on and flip up like you say? She can fly. She should have been able to fly. She should have been able to do a lot of things. And what she was going to have to beat him is with her technology and her mind, because there was no way, like all things being equal, right? All things being equal, T'Challa would have had a problem with Namor.
Oh, yeah.
If they didn't think about like how to like just straight up and down, T'Challa would have had a point. Like that's a Thor level. That's a at in the beginning of the movie, he was a Thor level, like a real Thor level.
Oh, yeah. Bro, he literally he is their version of Aquaman.
Yeah.
Which ain't no joke. Like
no joke.
Aquaman just as damn near as tough as, you know what I mean? Damn near as like invulnerable as Superman. So it's like this dude, this mutant who can fly, who can straight up just fly, not just glide or float. No, this motherfucker was dashing out of the way. You know, he using the spear, going through ships, cutting through vibranium ships, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So acting like performances. Outside, but you have to take the good with the bad, right?
Yeah,
so
the performances were strong.
Was great.
Was strong,
it's a couple of them that's like you said, I think throwing in the Riri, throwing in the Veil, that those little elements take away from it. So, like you say, if I were just going off the performance, it would be 4 mics, and if it was like taking those 2 characters away, we might be 4.5, 5 mics.
Yeah, we could be 4.
I'm gonna go 3.5 with you. I'm 3.5 mics based on the performances, just some of the things that were done narratively, just for whatever reason. Right. It was just decisions that were made and directions that went that was like, okay, we took away from we again, I didn't get as much, and personally, I just didn't get as much Wakanda as I thought I was gonna get. Wakanda will be in the most powerful nation. That's what I expect when I go. You talked me off the ledge though, like I was like, no, I don't want to see no more of these. And bro, let's just be honest, they going through the thing where like some of these things are, even though they go on Secret Wars and all this and all that, some of these things are just finalities, man. It's the end of the arc, right? It ain't like we're like, hey, what are they going like? Nah, we finishing.
No, we're done.
We finishing this. This is for you know, they figuring it out. Like it's hard to keep these things going. Like, you know, it ain't like we doing the Batman where we do 3, then 5 years later we do another 3, and then even with Spider-Man's, and that's probably the way you have to go. You can't keep characters. You know, actors get old. They can't keep doing the role. They might not want to. I mean, they killed Angela. Like Angela probably was like, man, I'm cool after this.
Yeah, she was good, bro. She was like,
I'm all right, man.
I want to be in 3 of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm okay. Like,
she was at Endgame, you know.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm okay. Like, I've been doing.
I can't do this shit, bro. And she did a lot more in this too, you know.
Yeah, like I'm all right. I don't go ahead. I'm okay with you killing me off. Where it was like, I don't want to be in no more of these. So like, it's a whole different kind of like Wakanda, like this. And then you know when you put the part with Shuri being the leader. Now we got to have a love story. I thought they were setting that up.
I did too. Like,
Is this about to happen?
I thought Namor was gonna marry her, bro.
Yeah, is this about to happen?
I thought that was the whole reason he brought her out when she was like, "I'll stay here instead." I'm like, okay, they about to unite these kingdoms because she the princess, she was the heir to the throne. You know what I mean? She the heir to the throne. You got to remember, Wakanda's still a kingdom.
Yeah,
and it's like she's a princess. This one a king. I was like, they about to get married.
Yeah,
they gonna be together somehow. She gonna live in this city somehow, and whatever, like but man, they kind of subverted our expectations, I guess.
They may have to, but you have to bring something back with her having. I mean, I know it's a trope, but you have to do that, like her having an interest. I think you have to do that with me, but there's gonna be somebody for her, right?
You think that's gonna happen?
Yeah. If you're gonna bring them back,
that's interesting.
Like she's gonna be like a ruler without it. Like at some point, like you have to have a thing where she's gonna somebody's her man.
That's interesting.
Somebody's her man.
I didn't really think about that. I thought it was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna Namor.
I thought it was
Namor. Yeah, I was like,
kick it. We wooing her.
Yeah, he was wooing her. He like showing her. He's showing her the paintings. He done put her in a dress. I'm like, oh, this about to happen.
He got her a fit. Gave her the wrist. Like give her some ice. You know what I'm saying? Strapped her real quick. She was good. She was like, I could just. She was looking at Nakia like, no, go, girl, go.
Yo, that's a. Don't you see them?
But I go 3.5. Should have just been a battle between Wakanda and I can't remember what they did. I keep wanting to say Atlantis, but they named it something else. But
Talamoka,
something like that. But Namor's situation, and they were powerful, but he was powerful. But what was going to really get them is the power of Wakanda. And we all got to band together because we do not have T'Challa. And then Shuri could step up at the end, whatever it was. It's just those little, and it should have been just that, not some battle on the ship at the end of the thing where the Wakandas was getting dog walked. And they were really done until all of a sudden Namor coming aside and say, "Hey, we all together now." You know what I'm saying?
Hey, stop. No, take the knife out of her neck. No, we good. Don't move.
You know what it reminded me of? It was like in Attack of the Clones, and they was on Genosha, and they was all done, and they were just sitting there looking at them like, and all of a sudden they gave them looking and talking, gave enough time for Yoda to show up with the clones, and it's like, man, smack them, it's over. It's only like 6 Jedis left. It was only like 6 Wakandas left, and like, so that's why it's like
that's a good
like we on the boat. We're not even on the areas of fighting that are specific. The Wakandas didn't show up in Namor's homeland, and they already had showed up in Wakanda. Why don't we go attack them where they live? Right? We just gonna show up on some boat, as if you get what I'm saying. Like you're just gonna show up on a boat and
No, I'm with you. What happened to the? We have more soldiers than you have blades of grass.
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you, man. I thought that was
I go 3.5. I go 3.5 because I do think the performances, the cinematic, the performances. We got to do our next one. Ranking Phase 4 movies.
Yeah, you're right, man.
I kind of thought I thought we was gonna go to the point where it was gonna be like, shit, this about to everything else happened, and then this is gonna be the one that's gonna save it and set the standard, and it didn't do it. Didn't do it. We'll watch it again.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna walk out like, okay, yeah, it did it.
I'm gonna watch it again, bro. I'm gonna watch it again this time.
And you got to do an honest, keep it a buck ranking. Like, damn, I really gonna.
And we're gonna officially close out the Phase 4, man.
It's over. It's over.
It's over. Yeah, we're done.